A goblin shark fires its entire jaw outside its skull to catch prey, not forward, outside. The first footage proving it existed came from Japanese waters in January 2007. Kazunari Yano and his team at Tokai University had been tracking deep specimens for years. When the footage finally played back, the lab went quiet. The creature itself is difficult to look at directly. Pink, almost translucent skin. A long, flat rostrum extending ahead of the face like a blade. Small, pale eyes that register almost nothing. Below the rostrum sits a jaw that, at rest, hangs loose and forward, already preloaded. No other vertebrate does this. No other vertebrate with a spine and a skull launches its entire jaw assembly outward from its face as a ballistic feeding mechanism. That fact has never been disputed. In April 2014, a fisherman off Key West, Florida, pulled one up alive. It reached Mote Marine Laboratory in time for researchers to document the mechanism on a recently living specimen. Mickey McComb-Cobbs's team filmed the jaw extending outward. The measurement was recorded, up to 9.4% of total body length. Proportionally, no other shark comes close. Jose Castro, writing in Times the Sharks of North America, Times in 2011, described it plainly. The jaws can be projected forward to a remarkable degree, a feature unique among sharks. Unique is doing a lot of work in that sentence. The goblin shark has the lowest mineralized cartilage density of any lamniform shark. Its skeleton is soft, flexible, built for something that requires elasticity, not rigidity. The jaw mechanism depends on it. But here is what no anatomy paper fully answers. This animal lives between 270 and 960 meters down where no sunlight reaches, ever. The jaw fires in complete darkness, which raises the real question. Not how the jaw launches, but what it is actually targeting when it does. By the end of this video, the mechanism will be fully mapped. But the answer to what triggers the launch is not about what the shark sees. It is something the prey cannot hide, and it has nothing to do with eyes. Here is the obvious answer: suction feeding. It explains almost everything. Most ambush predators in deep water use the same basic trick. They hold still, they wait. When prey drifts close enough, they open their jaws fast enough to create a pressure drop, a low-pressure cavity that pulls water inward. The prey rides that current straight into the mouth. Monkfish do it. Stargazers do it. Dozens of species have refined the same mechanism over millions of years. It works. And the goblin shark's jaw protrusion fits neatly into that story. The jaw extends forward, the oral cavity expands, pressure drops, prey gets drawn in, case closed. Textbook suction feeding with an unusually dramatic jaw projection. Except for one number: 30 centimeters. In the 2007 footage captured by Kazunari Yano's team at Tokai University, the jaw fires before the prey is within suction range, not slightly before. The target is still 30 centimeters from the rostrum tip when the strike initiates. Suction feeding requires the predator to be close enough that the pressure drop reaches the prey's body. At 30 centimeters in deep water, that pressure differential is negligible. The jaw is not responding to proximity, something else is triggering it. Compagno's 2001 FAO catalog noted the goblin shark's jaw is supported by highly modified basohyal elements, a cartilage arrangement found nowhere else in lamniform sharks. That modification doesn't just explain how the jaw moves. It suggests the jaw evolved specifically to cover distance, not to amplify suction. The suction model isn't wrong, it's incomplete. The jaw does create suction, but the strike begins before suction could possibly work. Which leaves a problem. The goblin shark lives where sunlight never reaches. Vision is useless. Suction range isn't being met, yet the jaw fires accurately, repeatedly. Something is telling that shark exactly where to aim. In total darkness, before any physical contact, before any pressure differential, before the prey is even close. What is the shark actually sensing? Here is what the jaw was actually targeting. not movement, not light, not shape. The goblin shark at 900 meters lives in total, permanent darkness. Vision is not the tool. It never was. The rostrum, that flat, blade-like snout, is covered in ampullae of Lorenzini, electroreceptor pores, dozens of them clustered along the underside in dense rows. Every living animal generates a bioelectric field. Every heartbeat, every muscle contraction. The goblin shark reads that field the way you read a face. Kazunari Yano's 2007 footage showed something nobody had fully registered at the time. The prey fish was motionless. The shark's posture had not changed. Then the jaw fired. The fish was not moving. It was simply alive. That was enough. Research on lamniform electroreception confirms the goblin shark's ampullae are disproportionately large and numerous compared to other deep-sea sharks. The rostrum is not a snout, it is an antenna. At 20 to 30 centimeters, the signal peaks. The electrical field of the prey's own nervous system triggers the launch, before suction range, before visual confirmation. The jaw does not chase what the shark sees. The jaw intercepts the electrical ghost of what the prey is. The prey cannot hide this. It cannot stop its own heart. It cannot silence its muscles. Being alive is the signal. That is the answer this video was building toward. The jaw mechanism is extraordinary, but the jaw is just the weapon. The rostrum is the targeting system. The target is something the prey broadcasts involuntarily, in the dark, at depth, with no warning. A creature that hunts the bioelectric signature of life itself. Filed under impossible, verified, real. What the index concludes: the goblin shark does not find its prey. It listens to it exist, then fires.